Thank you for tuning into the L. Henderson Real News Show, issues, views, and solutions. The L. Henderson Real News Show is designed for you to listen, learn, and invest your knowledge and skills in your community. The show's format will be clear and direct. Each show will identify a problem. It will determine who benefits from the problem. The show will also determine who is the victim. And finally, we will show you how to create a prioritized action plan for success that can change your life, family status, and community in 30, 60, 90 days guaranteed. The L. Henderson Real News Show will identify, address, and teach you how to resolve problems in education, economics, politics, religion, community development, and local, state, national, and international affairs. So I want you to stay tuned for the L. Henderson's Real News Show. Hello viewers, this is Eldridge Henderson from the L. Henderson Real News Show. Part of being successful is dressing for success. This is why I want to tell you about Pennywise Cleaners, who's been serving the Southwest Jackson community for over 3 years at 4590 Raymond Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Pennywise delivers friendly service with a smile. Whether drop-off, drive-through, or delivery, Pennywise has got you covered. All work is done on-site using state-of-the-art equipment to keep you sharp and clean. A penny saved is a penny earned. At Pennywise Cleaners, located at 4590 Raymond Road, Jackson, Mississippi. For more information, the number is 601-372-0097. Pennywise Cleaners is a proud sponsor of the L. Henderson's Real News Show. Hello viewers, this is another edition of the L. Henderson's Real News Show, the only show in America that can help you change your life, your status, family, and community in 30, 60, 90 days. That is, if you have a prioritized action plan for success. And to show you what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, I have a young man here today that is a proven example of someone that was not satisfied working with others. I have a young business owner named Mr. Trevante Fisher, who is the owner of A Square Solutions. Hello, Mr. Fisher.
Yes, sir. How you doing, Dr. Henderson?
I'm doing great today. I know I'm very proud to have you. I heard about you through some connections at a certain business innovator.
Yes, sir.
In Jackson, Mississippi.
Yes, sir.
I understand that you have been working for 5 or 6 years in your own business.
That's true.
Could you tell the viewers just give them a brief analysis of your early childhood that led you in the direction that you are in now?
Well, on my entrepreneurship, I've always been in the making of trying to, let's not say make money, but I've always wanted to be a success in life. I don't believe I was put here to just be a regular person. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm somebody, and I've always wanted to make myself not important, but somebody relevant. I want to make a difference. Here in the state of Mississippi.
Okay, so you have in your mind that you want to be a successful person and not just an ordinary Joe Blow that's around here trying to hope they can get something from someone for nothing and hope that if they don't get it, they have somebody to accuse and say, I would do better, but someone is putting a stumbling block in my way. Now, I noticed, sir, that you must not be thinking that way because you started a business at early age, at age 22. Now, what led to that?
Yes, sir. I've been running a successful business since the age of 22. Also, I didn't start it alone. There were 4 of us. But, of course, better things have come apart. So what I've decided to do when we first started this business, we didn't have any money with no funds coming in, so we all got together and we decided let's start our own alarm company. And long and behold, this is what we have, and it's doing very well.
Well, that's great. That's great. So that's leading to the next question. Now, we know there are a lot of young people out here in America and throughout the world that have been told that you cannot work for others and make it economically. All you will have is enough bills, money to pay your bills at the end of the month if you continue to work. You need to consider other things. So what would you tell the young person that is in a similar situation as you were? Should they borrow money, use what they have and start small? or just continue to work for others, hoping that they make enough salary to start a business while they are working?
To answer that particular question, what I would suggest is if they could get a night job. I wouldn't completely stop working, period, unless that's just a choice that you physically take it upon yourself to make. I would suggest you get a night job, therefore you can run your business during daylight hours. Normally business 8 to 5, 9 to 6, or anything like that. That's what I would suggest.
Well, that sounds like a very good suggestion, because most businesses really don't make a profit the first year or two. And if you do have some extra income coming in when things are tight, you can supplement your bills and you won't go out of business like most people. You know, Mr. Fisher, that most businesses fail within the first 3 to 5 years because of lack of funds, because they don't have good management skills. I'm talking about the individuals that own the business, and because they get too many relatives and friends involved that's going to give advice only and don't have any funds. Did you have any experience like that? Because I'm just going to tell you, sir, I understand that you started off with 3 partners. What happened to them?
Well, yes, sir. Like I said, once upon a time, there were 4 of us. But like I said, we've grown to be bigger people, and we've all wanted to do different things. And all 4 of us are today still a success. Within the recent parts, I too did struggle keeping this business above water. So I took it upon myself to have a night job. And my night job was paying for the bills of this company. So for the first 3 or 4 years, I did not receive any funds from my business. For 4 years, I did not receive 1 cent, sir.
So it appears, sir, that you made some money, but you put it in your business bank account so you can take care of those responsibilities, because you know at that time that one day, if I keep my funds in the business and pay my bills, I will eventually get to the point where I can pay myself. And now you're saying you're paying yourself for the first time in the last couple of years.
Yes, sir, that's true. In the past 2 years, I have been receiving a minimum salary for myself, and I'm very happy about that accomplishment. However, it was not easy. I prayed to God. I've talked to my father. I've spoken to my mother. There's been some sleepless nights, long nights. There's been a couple of times where I didn't get any sleep at all. So if that's what you want to become in life, is a success, you're going to have some sleepless nights, and I strongly suggest that you just pray about it and continue to move forward.
Well, I hate to tell you, sir, but since you mentioned that, that was my next question.
Okay.
And the next question is simple. What were some of the pitfalls that you had to incur or deal with during those periods? And you just mentioned it. Sleepless nights, lack of funds, your partners moving on in a different direction. But now it appears that it didn't hurt you very much, because I understand from my research that you are a religious or faith-based person. You attend church, you are participating in various church structures,
Sir.
and you almost became a deacon upon a time. Can you tell us now why a man like you, when most of your peers don't do it, a young man, in church every Sunday trying to do some things when you're supposed to be out doing what your peers are doing? I know what young men your age do. You're
Yes,
only
sir.
28 years of age, and you're supposed to be doing other things as your peers, or you're at the point now in your maturity where you could care less what your peers do. You want to be a moral person, and you want to focus on success and not getting along.
Yes, sir, that's correct. I am at the age of 28 years old, and I do see some of the things from some of my multimedia on my cellular phone. I do see some of the things that they are doing, but some of the things that they are doing does not interest me at all. I see something bigger. I see something much abroad. I'm more of a leader, not a follower. If I see someone going left, well, I'm going to choose the right path to just see what would it take me. And if it's the wrong path, I would do my best to make it the correct path.
Okay, well, that's a good analogy, because, you know, a lot of young people didn't have the upbringing you have. You had a good family structure. They taught you to be what I call you faith-based, conscious, enough to have moral standards. And we know that when you have that in your early background, when you see that bad lemon swinging in your direction, you know how to get around it and go and suck on what we call the good grape. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Now, that's a bad analogy, but that's what life is all about.
It is.
Now, we're going to take a break pretty soon, and I want you to talk about some of the successes that you have seen and had to deal with in your business. And then, since we've already talked about some of the failures and the pitfalls or hard times, we want to talk about how our viewers can contact you, and we're also going to address some of the important strategies that you use with those good customer relation skills you have.
Yes, sir.
I understand that you have excellent customer relation skills, that you don't get teed off when they call you and say, my alarm is not working. And that's why we will get into the specifics of exactly what you do in your business. And of course, we're going to conclude with some solutions as to what others can do to make themselves get to the point where they can be independent. Now, do you have any success stories before we go on this break that could just help motivate people that are in business, even whether they are successful or not?
Yes, sir, I do. What I would strongly suggest in my own experiences, my personal experience, is to never give up. What I would suggest is to go a different route from what others have taken. If you're in the business that others are already doing, it's okay to look up to see what they're doing, but make yourself different. Just make yourself different, and that will make you the oddball, and that will make people look at you much more.
Okay, now what about job skill and training? I understand that you just didn't start off being what we call the president of A Square Solutions, LLC, that you had some previous experience and training that gave you some early indications that you would be in this line of work and you plan to be successful in it. Tell us about your early training in the communication and the alarm field.
Yes, sir, that's true. I also went to Hines down here in Raymond. I took up the vocational class in electronic repair, and we were getting training on running wiring and things like that. So I actually, it's supposed to be in a cable industry, but I sent my resume off to an alarm company, and I worked for 3 previous other alarm companies.
Okay, well, that's great. Now, we are going to take a break, and when we come back, we want our viewers to stay with us and return so they can see how we can come up with some solutions and help young people become entrepreneurs right here in Jackson, Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, and throughout the nation and the world.
Yes, sir.
Because I know one day in the near future, I'm going to give you 5 years, now you know that's a long time, and you will be international. You'll be putting alarms all over the world because I want you to tell about this new technology you have.
Okay.
And when our listeners and viewers come back, we'll be ready to get into this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for tuning into the L. Henderson Real News Show, Issues, Views, and Solutions. The L. Henderson Real News Show is designed for you to listen, learn, and invest your knowledge and skills in your community. The show's format will be clear and direct. Each show will identify a problem. It will determine who benefits from the problem. The show will also determine who is the victim. And finally, we will show you how to create a prioritized action plan for success that can change your life, family status, and community in 30, 60, 90 days guaranteed. The L. Henderson Real News Show will identify, address, and teach you how to resolve problems in education, economics, politics, religion, community development, and local, state, national, and international affairs. So I want you to stay tuned for the L. Henderson's Real News Show. The Action Leadership Institute has office space for rent at North Jackson off I-55 South at 5435 Executive Place Office Park, located in a high-traffic count area. There are 4 offices available, 1 office space, 650 square feet, 3 offices, 150 square feet each. All are available today with first month free and deposit. Ideal spot for established businesses and startups such as law and tax offices, insurance companies, boutiques, counseling centers. Again, the address is 5435 Executive Place Office Park, shown by appointments only. The number is 601-201-9900. 1957. Hello viewers, this is Eldridge Henderson from the Eld Henderson Real News Show. Part of being successful is dressing for success. This is why I want to tell you about Pennywise Cleaners, who has been serving the Southwest Jackson community for over 3 years at 4590 Raymond Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Pennywise delivers friendly service with a smile, whether drop-off, drive-through, or delivery. Pennywise has got you covered. All work is done on-site using state-of-the-art equipment to keep you sharp and clean. A penny saved is a penny earned. At Pennywise Cleaners, located at 4590 Raymond Road, Jackson, Mississippi. For more information, the number is 601-372-0097. Pennywise Cleaners is a proud sponsor of the Eld Henderson's Real News Show. Tell us about this new product that you have, and I want you to demonstrate it to the viewers so they can think about being part of your company. What do you have for us right now?
Yes, sir, Mr. Henderson. What I'm going to propose today is that if you all have any questions about my device is called Square Care. And what this device does, once again, you'll be able to be tracked, not always tracking you, but you can be tracked if you all feel like it. And just press and hold this button here.
Calling your response team now.
And you're going to be calling our 24-hour monitoring station, and we're able to talk to you through this device. So at any given time, if you all need help, just press that device, and we can locate you all where you are approximately. Also, if we're not on point, you can also tell us exactly where you are, depending on if you're in the rural area in the city, but we can track you all.
This is Security Central. We just received your test account. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. And your password or passcode?
We have it 6476.
Yep. Okay, and
All right.
this is just a test, correct?
Yes, ma'am, we're testing, and I do appreciate you.
Fantastic. And your name?
This is Travante.
Okay, Javante, it's a great test. We received the signal. You're coming in loud and clear, so it's a great test, okay?
Yes, ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Can you get that thing within 30 days and have them situated? Because several of them have, I'm just going to be frank, 3 of them have senior citizens in the family.
Okay.
And the others have kids under 10 years of age that ride in a public school bus.
Okay.
Can you handle this within 30 days?
Yes, sir, we can handle it in 30 days. As a matter of fact, we can handle it in 3. All our devices will be shipping in from North Carolina to Mississippi. And from there on, wherever the people you need, if they decide to move from Jackson, Mississippi to another state, it's not a problem. We can go nationwide.
Well, I can tell you, if this happens and you can get something in 3 days, most people are going to tell it. They're going to tell their friends and neighbors, and probably in 30, 60, or 90 days, you will be hiring a salesperson to just take care of the folks around here in Jackson, and eventually you will be able to hire 3 or 4 extra sales persons to take care of the state of Mississippi. Are you prepared to do this? Because I know you don't have a lot of folks now working with you. I'm just going to tell you, you know it and I know it, but you have already interviewed some individuals, and you know this is going to be a popular equipment piece for people because it serves a real person and it can solve problems, and that's what we're all about on the Eld Henderson Real News Show.
Yes, sir, Dr. Henderson. I can tell you have actually done your research very well. That is true. We have been interviewing people. Right now, I am the salesman for this actual device at the current moment. But once they are trained enough, hopefully I can get a northern, a southern, and a middle, and that can relieve me of my duties and where I can go off and venture off into another device and get our company to the status that it really deserves and needs.
Okay, well, let me tell you something. Now, you know, I like to hit it right on the head. Now, you know, we have a lot of different groups here in America. We have the European Americans. They have about 65 million here in the United States. We have African American, which now is the 3rd largest minority group in America. They have about 35 million. We have the Latino Americans. There's about 33 million of those. We have the Asian Americans. There's about 11.9 million. And of course, we have the gays, lesbians, and transgender people. That's about 13 million. So that's a lot of folks. Now, how are you going to be able to deal with all those different ethnic groups and nationalities when everybody can't speak English? Now, have you resolved that issue? Have you been thinking about how you're going to deal with it? Because I know you don't discriminate.
Once again, like I said, I've always wanted to be different. So what I have done, I have got onto the Spanish radio station. And on the Spanish radio station, I have a customer that is going to speak the Spanish language for me already as we speak. I also have another customer, she speaks the Chinese and Japanese language, and she's helping me from time to time when those customers are deciding to call and ask us any questions. So those 3 languages I do have covered here with my company.
Well, that's real good. Now, you know what could happen, Mr. Fisher? You could go right now to some of these high schools and go to the individual language department and identify some young people right here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
They can speak 5 or 6 different languages, and put them in your training program, because I'm going to create a nonprofit organization for you, and you can get grants to work with those individuals and have a training core already together. And as you expand through the state, these young people will be finishing high school, entering college, and if you want to get one up there in North Mississippi, you just have him or her to enroll in a North Mississippi college or university. And you will be able to do some things that's not done in America, and you will be a millionaire, I'm going to give you now, about 5 years.
Sounds
if you
good.
just take this idea, and this is coming through the training that we give through the Action Leadership Institute, because we can help you change your life, your status, and your community in 30, 60, 90 days if you listen to us and take our advice. And for any of the viewers that want to change their lives or status, all they have to do is call Action Leadership Institute at 601-201-1957, or they can call Eldridge Henderson, and he will come and do a speech or a keynote for you at your organization, at your school, or in your home, and we will always address economics, politics, education, and religion, and help you move where you need to move, and all this can be done in 30, 60, or 90 days. Now, are you ready to expand to the point where you're going to be internationally known? As a millionaire in 5 years, we want you to go farther. You have the ideas with the folks, you have done the research, and you ought to do like some of these big boys. Move over and get your business in China. Now, we're going to wrap up real soon, but I want you to be in Latin America. I want you to be in India. What can you say about that?
I would love to be all over the world. That's something that I haven't even thought about, because I'm not thinking that large scale. But if that time does come, I want it.
Excellent. It can happen. We have many Mississippians who's working all over the world. And I want you to know that you can be the next one, and you can start doing this, and it can happen in 30, 60, 90 days. So, Mr. Fisher, I want to thank you for working with us today on the Eld Henderson Real News Show. You're a great young man, and you're moving forward in your business, and no matter how many pitfalls you've had in the past, you can see a clear signal, and it's very bright, locally, nationally, and internationally.
Yes, sir.
You're ready for the change.
Yes, sir.
And the challenge.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very much for being with us today.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Because the arts kind of consists of a lot of things: music, film, you have painting, dance. So I was always an artist. I grew in love with art. That's something that kind of grew up, over the Army base. Even when I lived in New York, seeing all these graffiti, beautiful paintings on the buildings is something that inspired me. I was at Jackson State, graphic design major, and we was designing magazine ads, and I did an ad based on Barack Obama before he became president. So this was 4 years before he even came into office. So I did an artistic magazine layout, which had a $100 bill with President Obama in the middle of the dollar bill. And when I presented it in front of the class, my teacher immediately just was not feeling the project at all. I mean, and he thought that a black man could never become president. He never knew who Obama was. And he said, specifically, I think he told me in front of the whole class, he said, not trying to be downing anything about the struggles of black, but he said, I don't feel that a black man is going to become president or ever will become president. Potential, yes, I do, because a lot of things that I speak of in this documentary and in my first film, I predicted before they even happened.
Tell me about it.
Like for instance, my first film, I don't know if I mentioned, I did a short film called Believe, which is basically based on armed gunmen coming into church and murdering mass people based on their religion. I wrote that movie 2 years before that Charleston shooting. The Charleston shooting with the church?
Right.
Basically, my movie was exactly like that real life event. The only difference is that he killed those people over race. In my movie, they killed them over faith.
The Action Leadership Institute has office space for rent at North Jackson off I-55 South at 5435 Executive Place Office Park, located in a high-traffic count area. There are 4 offices available, 1 office space, 650 square feet, 3 offices, 150 square feet each. All are available today with first month free and deposit. Ideal spot for established businesses and startups such as law and tax offices, insurance companies, boutiques, counseling centers. Again, the address is 5435 Executive Place Office Park, shown by appointments only. The number is 601-201-1957. Hello viewers, this is Eldridge Henderson from the L. Henderson Real News Show. Part of being successful is dressing for success. This is why I want to tell you about Pennywise Cleaners, who has been serving the Southwest Jackson community for over 3 years at 4590 Raymond Road in Jackson, Mississippi. Pennywise delivers friendly service with a smile, whether drop-off, drive-through, or delivery. Pennywise has got you covered. All work is done on-site using state-of-the-art equipment to keep you sharp and clean. A penny saved is a penny earned. At Pennywise Cleaners, located at 4590 Raymond Road, Jackson, Mississippi. For more information, the number is 601-372-0097. Pennywise Cleaners is a proud sponsor of the L. Henderson's Real News Show. Thank you for tuning into the L. Henderson Real News Show, issues, views, and solutions. The L. Henderson Real News Show is designed for you to listen, learn, and invest your knowledge and skills in your community. The show's format will be clear and direct. Each show will identify a problem. It will determine who benefits from the problem. The show will also determine who is the victim. And finally, we will show you how to create a prioritized action plan for success that can change your life, family status, and community in 30, 60, 90 days guaranteed. The L. Henderson Real News Show will identify, address, and teach you how to resolve problems in education, economics, politics, religion, community development, and local, state, national, and international affairs. So I want you to stay tuned for the L. Henderson's Real News Show.